Hello everyone, it's Mike here. Let me welcome you to another episode of High Heels of Bitcoin. And my guest today is Laurianna. You can find her on Twitter, but I won't introduce her because she will do it herself better, much better than me. So thumbs up and let's go!
Mike, thank you for having me. My name is Laurianna and I am an artist. I am very interested in creating crypto art, and I've been into cryptocurrency since about 2013. I actually bought my first Bitcoin via email on eBay. It's a great story. I do remember the numbers. I just do have a very good memory for numbers. It was 0.86 Bitcoin that cost me about $98. And I still do not have access to that email because it was such a long time ago. But that's how I remember purchasing my first Bitcoin.
So it was a while back when you found out about Bitcoin. How was it? Did someone introduce you or you just found over internet?
I moved to Asheville from Florida and with the idea of creating my own business. It was connected to advertising, and two of my partners were my longtime friends, and they were very techy, let's say, and always looking for, I guess, like innovations. And one of them mentioned Bitcoin, and to me, it was something that I kind of picked up on, but really had no idea about the technology behind it and anything else. But I was interested. There was like a bell ringing somewhere that I should look into it a little bit more. And then I did, as I mentioned, I actually even purchased a little bit of Bitcoin on eBay, but had no idea what to eat it with. I didn't know anything about it, so it was really hard to actually justify having it. That was around the time I was a tiny bit interested into Second Life, and Bitcoin was actually frequently mentioned on Second Life, and you could buy it with Linden dollars. And I don't know if you remember, but Second Life at that time was supposed to become this huge thing. So pretty much everything that was on there or being mentioned there was treated as something that you should look into, and that was a second source for me to get interested in Bitcoin.
Oh, I have to tell you, I have no idea what the Second Life is. Can you tell me more about it?
It was almost I always say that it was almost like the first virtual reality game. It was, you could build, you could create on that platform and sell things. So it was just like your literally your second life. And it was supposed to be huge, but then it kind of died off, and I guess the whole idea didn't catch on.
Yeah, I think I may have heard about it
But
many years ago,
but
or maybe in some computing magazine or something like that. But I wanted to ask you because you have a beautiful painting behind you. It is your creation, as far as I know. So can you tell me more about paintings and art and how did it happen? Because for me it's like a black magic. I can draw something like a square or or circle and nothing more.
when I was living in Michigan, when I was studying at one of the universities in Michigan, uh, Michigan is very unique as far as hunters and the hunting community. And the I during my college years, I actually created a couple things, and let's just say that I was at the right time in the right place, and some of the hunters were really interested for me to create like a wildlife piece, and that actually was very successful. And after that, I got another request to create it. That's how I got back to painting. And usually the wildlife is a common theme in my creations. I Since the cryptocurrency interest, I'm trying to change a little bit of my style. So these colorful ones are just a little bit different than the very naturalistic drawings that I do on a regular basis. But these it's just very very new. So I'm hoping that uh, my viewers will appreciate that I'm trying to change up my styles too.
And does your painting have any name? How do you call it?
I usually try to go very simple on it. So this one is bull and bear. You can add crypto to it, but I don't think it's actually necessary to. And I'm usually against putting logos in the creations. Although in this one, it was just perfect match. And I wanted to put Bitcoin. It's just I've never created one with the logo, so this was something that I wanted to do, and I think it actually, as far as the composition of it, it looks really good.
I must say I admire you because I always had many ideas, but as I said, I cannot paint. I can draw some basic objects. And is it for sale or is it just for you?
Yes, it is. It is listed today on farmerhunt.com.
All right, we will talk about it later. Can you tell me, does it have any special meaning for you?
Um, the whole idea of bull and bear is actually very interesting, and it's very dynamic in my opinion. I have a lot of respect for the two animals, the bear and the bull, and I also believe that putting them together, it actually creates like an entity that the market represents. How vicious it can be and how rewarding it can be on the other hand. So obviously, I'm not sure if everybody knows, but it is something that is very interesting. The bull always attacks by throwing his horns upwards, and the bear always attacks by slanting his paw downwards. So that's where it comes from. I did a little bit more research on it, and I actually read it just a week ago that there's a second explanation for why bull and bear is connected to markets in general. Mm, In the olden days, the bear fur traders were actually trying to assume the price before they had fur for sale. So again, before they actually had the fur for sale, they were speculating on the price in order to make their money and their profit. So that's where it comes from too, and it's then connected to the bear. It's a really fun thing to look into etymology of the bull and bear. How you call that expression?
Right, I didn't know that. Thank you very much for your explanation. I I never thought about why it's called bear market or bull market. Now I know, so it's very good explanation. And
My, I really do like the idea of. That's why I said I have a lot of respect for both animals. At the same time, I actually have a lot of respect for both situations in the market. So the bull and bear market both have rewarding opportunities. So it's very, and it's usually the bull market. Usually, it's assumed that it starts when the prices go on average 20%, and that in itself is rewarding, obviously, because you're making money, simple as that. But the bear market, uh, I do believe that in every bear market you can find a lot of opportunities, and you should look for those while the price is simply down.
Yeah, a crypto market has so many projects, so you can earn every day. Every day can be your new
That's
project.
exactly correct. Yes,
Yeah,
you're
so
absolutely right. That's exactly what this means.
yeah, but you have mentioned FOMO Hunt, so I wanted to ask you about your projects, or how can I call it? You have told me that you participate or you are a member of Curate Project and FOMO Hunt and Gockstein. Can you tell me more about it?
FOMO Hunt, I started with the team at FOMO Hunt couple, I would say at the beginning of this year. So it's been a while, and they absolutely had faith in me and wanted for me to be on their team. I believe FOMO Hunt is going to make it huge because they invest in people, and I absolutely love that about them. They are very honest, hardworking team that just can you cannot stop them. So it's a pleasure to be a part of that project. Originally, FOMO Hunt actually started as a blockchain events website. So their original idea was to list all the blockchain events that are going on all over the world. But then they decided to add the market to it, where they sell crypto art, crypto gear, crypto swag, how you call it now. But first and foremost, I do believe, and I'm very thankful to be on that team because FOMO Hunt really is a pioneer in what they're doing. Goldstein is a fantastic idea, and in my opinion, a very unique idea in the crypto market right now, which is a hard copy magazine that it's also available online. But the team at Gorgstein is working on having that little piece of tangible magazine that you can actually have in your hands. They are a little bit upscale, in my opinion, so that's good too. It's creating a different niche in the crypto market, and they do cover news and they do present interviews. They're really worth reading because they do a very in-depth research on everything that they present. So I am very very excited to be a part of their team as well and help them with the art section, the fine art section at the magazine.
Okay, so last but not least, great project. Can you tell me more about it?
I was actually extremely excited to be asked to be in the part and on the team for Curate project. The website is curate.style, and it is the first style discovery decentralized app, which obviously is a D app. Uh, it uses smart contracts enabled platform in order to curate different styles and fashion. And at this point, without a lot of advertisement, they actually signed with Louis Vuitton, Zara, and the conversations with Nike are being held pretty much as we speak. So huge companies are going to be on board, and to make it very simple how this project is supposed to work, you do have three tiers of participants. There are style creators that share the content and pretty much started off from content taken from the big fashion companies. Then you have curators, who are people who upvoted, engage with it, making it more popular. And then you have the buyers, the people at the very end of the cycle. All these participants are actually rewarded in tokens, and it can be in Bitcoin, Ethereum, or our own Curate. So to me, it's something that is a little bit different because it brings crypto to people who have no idea about it. and that's why I do believe the potential is huge. Um, Second of all, there's a lot of very well established fashion companies behind it, and I think this project has a lot of applications. It's 3.0, Web 3.0, it's decentralized, and it is an open source where I I believe it's the only way to build nowadays, to be honest with you.
So they have their own tokens, right? So we can invest.
Correct, correct. Curate, and I do believe they hit exchange, a couple exchanges at the end of the year. That is the roadmap, and that's the plan for right now.
I will have to check it out, because if you tell about companies like Louis Vuitton or Nike or something like big giants of international giants, international companies, so it's good to invest in projects such as
It's
that.
also, Mike, it's really good to know that it's another confirmation that the blockchain technology is not going anywhere. It is just the process that we are part of making it being a little bit quicker. So when you do bring big clients like that on board, and when you have big companies like that behind the blockchain technology, you know that this is the future. So there's no question in my mind about it.
Yes, of course, people don't realize how many applications does blockchain have, and how many
Absolutely.
new people will invent in the future. I think blockchain is another internet, and it will be everywhere. Of course, it isn't a solution for every problem in the world, but it's new technology, and I dare to say that it's another, just like I said, it's another internet. It's a revolution.
Absolutely. And I always look at it also that, people like to throw decentralized here or there as a buzzword. I do believe that as of as of right now, let's be honest, when you look into Federal Reserve and the money supply being controlled from one central entity, it doesn't have any future, and we all, I think, know that. So this is very important, but I don't want to take everyone down the rabbit hole in my conspiracy theories, but I do believe that the end of centralization is near, and it's coming because it's just inevitable.
Yeah, I agree. I think even banksters know that their time is up, and they will be gone in I don't know, 5, 10, maybe 20 years. There is need for a
That's
new
correct.
financial system. So people won't lose their money, and banks won't steal their money, because I don't know how it is in the United States, but in Poland, if you have something like more than 100,000 euros, when bank collapses, you don't get anything above
Anything.
100,000. I don't
Yeah.
know. So we
I,
have.
I see it, and that is actually the original idea why I got into this technology and why I'm interested in it. It's just the powers that be are pretty much at the end of their life cycle at this moment, just because it's the nature of blockchain, I think, to maybe not destroy it, but to make the change. So we are not relying and believing in that centralized system for controlling all the money supply.
Of course, I agree. Bitcoin can die, but blockchain will stay. So that's why
That's
I always encourage
exactly
people
correct.
to try to create their own projects or their own businesses using blockchain, because it's the future. It's the future. It's here now, and it will be with us in next 10, 20, 30 years. So it's a good time to start now, when it starts, not when it's everywhere. All right, so when we have mentioned investments, I wanted to ask you, do you invest in crypto yourself? Do you buy?
I, I do. I'm mostly at this time. I'm mostly invested in Bitcoin. There's a couple little projects that I invest in. I always been a huge fan of Engine, which is a platform pretty much for gamers. I do believe that the gaming world will have their own currency in a sense. And I do believe in teams that work really hard, that it's visible, and engine is one of those. So these are my bags that I do hold. I do a little bit of day trading, and I sometimes find a coin that I believe I can make quicker money on. So obviously I have a pool of money to use to do that, but I'm still learning, so it's not something that I'm extremely good at.
So yeah, so I think you have failed a few times, just like everyone, or you are just genius and you always earn.
Absolutely, yes. I failed a couple of times pretty bad, but it's still, everybody's learning every day, and I think that's the most important about it.
Yeah, no one knows everything. Okay, next question is, what do you think about crypto or blockchain events? Do you participate in events, conferences, or do you travel a lot? Do you try to meet new people?
My first conference was in New York. It was Crypto Magical Conference. I enjoyed it very much. It was very informative. I learned quite a bit. There's always new things that you hear that you just didn't pick up on a regular basis, on a regular day, that you're looking and researching crypto. It's very nice to meet people. I am a little bit of an introvert, so it's a little hard for me to have a small talk, and to start. It's just in my nature that I'm a little bit reserved, but it's definitely a good way to break down these walls for me. So I do enjoy them, and I'm planning on being at the Vegas conference for World CryptoCon that is coming in October.
My advice: a glass of wine can help in relations. So
That is very true.
yes, of course, we in Poland drink more powerful stuff. I may say. All right. So next question is woman in men's world, because I think you agree that most of the of the blockchain world, of crypto world, is men. I think the statistics say that about, I don't know, 95% of this world is men.
I was thinking 98. Yes, absolutely. It's a men's world. I feel great within the men's world, just because I believe I from the very beginning, I used to work with men, and I believe that I kind of think like them. So it's actually really easy for me. I'm not interested in dramatic events that women do tend to create sometime. But I do believe that the women there are within the cryptocurrency are women that are very worth following. The CEOs of the crypto companies, and during these crypto events, you actually see really smart women. So going back to your question, I feel very okay. I actually find crypto target market very intriguing. I'm very much into e-commerce. I actually have about 8 different crypto stores, and I run those for almost 6 years now. And I believe that uh, the target market, which is men in crypto, is a very interesting target market. It likes very good products, and it will only buy products that are high quality. So it's actually very easy. If you want to make it in the e-commerce for crypto, you provide good products. They are very well made. The men will actually buy it. So it's very different than the woman's market. And that's what I've been exploring as far as, and it intrigues me to see how men react to certain products.
Yeah, I think men are pretty simple. Someone have told me, or I have just watched it somewhere. So men need three things. One is sex, another is food, and the third is to be left alone. Women are much more complicated than that.
And that's how you have to approach the crypto market if you want to, I believe, if you want to actually sell something and make it within the e-commerce world. You do have to have that in mind. But to me, again, it's very interesting to explore that target market, and I'm trying to learn what men buy into as far as crypto gear, swag, or even crypto T-shirts. Yeah,
I think it's because when men go shopping, they usually buy the first thing they they find find fitting. It's like me. I go to shop, I check one, two, or three things. I buy one, and I am happy. And when when my woman goes shopping, she will have to check everything and then check and recheck and recheck again. Then,
but to be honest, and I enjoy that question. I don't really see any difference between uh, um, interacting with men or women. I do believe that we are all equal if we think, uh, you know, we're not trying to create divides. And I think there's a lot of smart men in crypto and women, and we all should complement each other and work together. I think that's the only solution to the, not solution, the only way to make this work. And I don't think there should be any divides.
yes, of course, I agree. I think blockchain or Bitcoin doesn't care about your gender. It doesn't care if you are a man or a woman or something else in this modern world. It's just if you are an expert in your area, or you are just someone someone who doesn't know anything. But I wanted to ask you one more thing. So did you have any bad experiences, because we hear a lot about sexist behavior or something like that, or maybe you have heard something, oh, go to the kitchen woman or something like that.
That is, I actually have never experienced anything like that. And I think this is where I wanted to touch on the whole wolf idea in my drawings. When you have a mindset of somewhat a wolf, you don't look at those differences. If you're a man or a woman, you're fighter. Maybe that's a little bit too much, but when you do have that wolf mindset, I think other people react to you as you vibe. So if your vibe is very positive but also very strong, nobody's gonna, treat you differently because you're a woman. So then, that's going back to your question. And I think that's where the whole wolf idea comes from. And I feel very empowered when I can actually put it on paper, when I create. It's just different type of magic behind it, but that's because I almost try to feel like a wolf. You do have to, the whole crypto world is a little bit like we're always fighting for something, because I believe that that's the whole idea, what this idea is based on. So having that wolf mindset is definitely something that empowers me.
Yeah, I think crypto world is a bit different than other areas, but I think the general idea is that you need to have confidence in yourself, confidence in your abilities,
Yes.
and if you have confidence, no one can use you.
And yes, again, I have never had anything that would be considered offensive, or from the male side of the crypto world. Plus I'm not very easily offended, so maybe that's
That's very important, because some people are too easily offended, and then it's very difficult to talk to them, because you always trying to try to find if you have offended them or not. or oh, okay. Okay, one more question I have for you, about your plans, about your future. Do you have any future plans or projects you want to, or new paintings?
I definitely would like to establish myself as a solid, good crypto art artist. I do not want to close myself and just create crypto art, but I would love to be maybe at some point recognized and have my creations to be, you know, even more sellable, so to speak. But that's what I'm striving to become. But overall, I would like to work on a lot of projects that I do believe have good applications and useful applications. I'm definitely excited about the partnership with Curate. That is one project that I'm very excited about. And I would like for my bathwater to be sold.
Unfortunately, I know, I know what are you talking about.
It is a joke that was it was going all over the internet. One of the gamers, I believe, where the girl was trying to sell her bathwater. So it's
I think she
and she was
will.
doing very well.
Yeah, it's sad because it's true. I thought it was a joke, but then I did a little research, and I found out that she is posting very brave pictures. I
That's
think
correct.
she could she could use some sites like RedTube or Pornhub.
Well, there's ways and ways, to
Yeah,
make it. So
yeah, of course. And as far as I know, Twitter doesn't do censorship, so you can post nude pictures on Twitter.
that's
And I think I have seen one crypto girl, and she started even following me. All right, you cannot forget what you have seen.
I'm all for. Here's I wanna maybe have a 2 minute about this. I do believe that women have that advantage. They can use their looks, their cuteness, their presence to certainly bring attention. I do believe that if it's done in a very classy way and in a very tasteful way, it actually can work in your advantage. But when it starts to break, everyone has different boundaries, but I do believe that the universal boundaries are set somewhere where you have the feeling it's a little over that. But all power to the women who are using their looks, but I do believe it has to be uh, together with a little bit of the knowledge of what they're talking about, and then I think we're good.
Yeah, there is a saying in Poland, maybe it's international. If I had breasts, I would get further in life. So
Yeah. I try not to go by something like that, but I do believe as long as again everything is tasteful within the brackets of good taste, I think it's something that should be allowed to be out there. And Twitter is a little bit, it's a platform to express yourself in a
yeah,
way, but there's other ways to promote yourself and to become a little bit more known in the crypto world. And it's definitely through working on a project, in my opinion.
yeah. I think people have two ways. Men have two ways. One to do something wise or like express knowledge, try to educate people, or do stupid things like all those failures,
Correct.
so that, and they will get much more popular. And women have two ways also. One way is to be wise and maybe use their body a bit, or just post bikini pictures, or even I don't know if you have heard, but there's something going around Twitter about posting in crypto Twitter about posting bikini pictures. I really have no
That
idea.
is correct. I do not. I do. I'm going to leave that without a comment. I do believe that everybody is entitled to do what they want, uh, and that's how I'm going to leave that.
All right. Okay. I wanted to test one thing because I have one special blockchain decentralized application. Uh, it has never been used before. I have never tried it because it's called Universal Translator. It may sound amazing, but it really translates English to Polish or other languages in real time. So I will start talking to you in Polish, and I think you should hear me in English, and then you will talk to me in English, and I will hear you in Polish. So for our viewers, it will sound like we are talking in Polish. Let's try it, okay?
All right. Well, yeah. I guess let's try that.
Okay, I think let's try it. It may be something funny. Okay. Now I will try.
Tell me the name again of that.
It's Universal Translator.
Universal Translator.
Yeah, it's like in Star Trek. They have those little communication devices to to speak to alien races. So okay, let's try it. Okay, czy słyszysz mnie, czy mnie rozumiesz?
Moment. Bardzo dobrze Ciebie słyszę.
O, to super. No widzisz, ja mówię do Ciebie po polsku, a słyszę Ciebie też po polsku.
Niesamowite, naprawdę, ja jestem w szoku.
No, aplikacja działa, patrzę rewelacyjnie, teraz możemy sobie chwilę w takim razie, żebym wiedział, że to będzie tak dobrze działać, to byśmy od początku nagrali wywiad po polsku.
No właśnie, to powinniśmy od samego, czyli uniwersalny tłumacz.
Tłumacz, tak bym to nazwał, to jest taka testowa aplikacja, którą dostałem od jednego z zespołów i oni twierdzili, że to działa i faktycznie tłumaczy język polski na angielski w czasie rzeczywistym, no i chyba działa.
Działa.
No to super, to bardzo fajnie. A właśnie chciałem się zapytać przy okazji tak na koniec, czy jakiś kolejny obraz planujesz malować? Bo z tego co wiem, to ten za tobą jest skończony.
Dopiero był skończony naprawdę nie dzisiaj, tylko wczoraj jakby w nocy, czyli w nocy. Także na razie to jest, staram się nacieszyć moim ostatnim projektem. Następne rzeczy, mam 2 obrazy, które były na zamówienie. Jednym z nich jest lew, który w pewnym sensie jest zmęczony starym ustrojem finansowym i chce się przebić przez ten stary ustrój do blockchain. I to jest jeden z takich obrazów. A drugi to będzie podobna technika, jak jest tutaj użyta, tylko czerwone tło i też byk taki przebijający się jakby przez ten stary system finansowy. Obydwa to są obrazy, które są na zamówienie.
Super. A powiedz mi, jak długo trwa namalowanie takiego obrazu?
Na pewno tak. Rysunek jest o wiele trudniej, jest o wiele dłużej, zabiera dłużej czasu. I zazwyczaj ja najpierw sobie szkicuję to, co chcę narysować i robię szkic na właściwym formacie. I to zabiera mi około dnia. Później odkładam na trochę, bo nie można tak od razu usiąść do wszystkiego. Później robię bazę, nawet tobie wysłałam ten jak on był tylko z bazą zrobiony. Czyli te podstawowe kolory, które chcę użyć, które będą jakby najbardziej widoczne, taka jakby oprawa tego wszystkiego. I dopiero na 3. dzień jakby ten cały końcowy, już mi brakuje czasami, słów.
No, tak bywa czasami. Dobra, wiesz co, to ja zrobię tak, że wyłączę tą aplikację teraz, bo już działa wszystko fajnie i pożegnamy się z widzami. Także teraz już powinna, można powiedzieć, ty mnie będziesz dalej słyszeć po angielsku, ale widzowie będą też słyszeć po angielsku. Alright, okay, I have turned off the application, so it works perfectly. So I think it's time to say goodbye to our viewers.
And I think it's incredible. I really would like to meet all the devs that worked on that application.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think it's amazing because it really looks like in Star Trek, and it's fiction, and now it works. I heard you in Polish. But it was a bit like a Russian accent. So, so
So they still have to do some tweaks.
yeah, of course, of course, of course. But it works perfectly. So I will say good job to the team. All right, all right. So you can say, I don't know, you can say goodbye to viewers of Mike Satoshi channel, and I will, of course, publish all of your social media links in the description, video description. You can find it below. So
Thank you very much, Mike. It's been a pleasure. And high heels on Bitcoin, off Bitcoin, we're still. But I do believe that you have a great format, and I do believe that you should go with it. I do believe interviewing women in crypto is a fantastic idea, and I think what you have and what you created it's actually very interesting. And thank you so much.
thank you so much for your kind words. Thanks so much for your time. And of course, I would like to encourage every woman in crypto or blockchain or fintech, because I know it's called High Heels of Bitcoin, but we can talk about anything basically. So I encourage every woman to contact me via email. You can find my email in the video description, and we can we can work something out. So once again, thanks so much for your time, and I hope I will see you in the future.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.